But if you go out with your friends, you come home at 5 o'clock. I already knew you was doing shit.
You're mad because it's the type of girls. Stop calling people whores, but you don't even know how much they get in a week.
Saying like, okay, a man works 60 hours a week, so yeah, he needs to be out in the club. No, you can stay home. You work 60 hours a week. Lay down. Like,
Wait, if you work 60 hours, you need a fucking nap.
you need some you time. Stay in the bed. I give you a massage. I light a candle.
But
Oh my God.
Aromatherapy.
Lavender, nigga.
Like, you do not need to be in the club.
what's going on, everybody? It's your boy Rico Hundo back at 8 at the table, and you already know the vibes. This is episode 303. We've been here for over 300 episodes, over 5 years, and today we actually got a viewer who reached out for some advice. But before we get into it, let's actually talk about our guest that we have on the panel today. Or not really guest, but she's back.
I was about to say, you gotta start
What
that
up,
over.
Jada?
You cannot call Jada again.
Boy,
What
I'm
up,
like,
Jada?
who's the guest?
You looking for him?
Child, you got me twisted.
Listen, Jada, I would just be messing with her.
I know. What up, y'all? It's your girl, Jada Blackwell. I'm back and better than ever. And to my left, we got the baddest.
Aaron the Renegade, what's up, y'all? Wait. Y'all see the brooch action? Don't act like you don't see it.
Hold on. Oh, a little bit.
Wait.
Yeah.
All right,
Microphone. And Amanda, we're back.
all right, so let me tell you the situation with our viewer. So he said that they are newlyweds, right, Marie? They're newlyweds, and his wife keeps hanging out and going out with her whore friends.
He was so excited to say whore.
Little whore. Little whore.
Lord.
She's going out with her whore ass friends, right?
Whore.
And
Not
he's
poor ass.
whore ass friends, and he's tired of it. But I guess he doesn't know how to handle it.
Can I just get a little clarification on the facts?
All right, Marie, go ahead.
So is his only request is that she stops hanging out with her friends?
He's saying you're the company you keep.
The whole friends. Not all the friends.
I think one of the things that happen is that when you are, especially if you're the first one to get married in your group of friends and your
Yeah.
friends are very active, they out all the time. When you're newly married, it's hard to make that transition sometime because your friends will be like, "Come out! Like, what do you mean? You're not doing anything Friday?" You know. And I think the first few times, maybe your husband is a little bit understanding about it, but when it becomes like all the time, he starts to be like you need to get with some married friends because you can't be rolling up in here at 5 o'clock in the morning and thinking it's all good. You're a wife now. Like your friends are single, you're not, and most of them are whores. So you need to stop hanging out.
I feel like
with
that
them.
is like don't say that though.
I have a logistics question.
No, I'm telling you what the man.
I have a legitimate logistics question. Where is she to find these new married friends?
The park.
I'm
Grocery
just saying,
store.
like
Anywhere where there's labor being done. So chasing around badass kids at the park, slaving in the grocery store, picking up 18 watermelons for the picnic that you're about to put together.
where
Doing
else?
laundry at the, I don't know, somewhere where there's a bunch of.
I feel like this is a valid question and this is a good conversation because honestly, I started to think very heavily about this because maybe if you asked me a year ago, I would have said I'm not dropping my friends because of who they are because that's not who I am. But I do feel like if you're newly married, your friends aren't going to be like, girl, come outside. We going to the club. Like,
And that can
it's to be understood that you're newly married and you're going to spend like this like honeymoon phase. Well, not honeymoon phase, but like this, you know, the first year with like newly married with your new husband is going to be, you guys are going to be together all of the time. I would give my newly married friend like some space. Like, all right, she got a husband now. She can't be out in the club. I feel like any friend would understand that. So maybe that is a whole friend if she wants you to be outside all the time.
But also, it can be detrimental to your relationship because, for example, if I know that my man has friends who are always disrespecting their women or always out in the streets and, like, you know, having a good time and not carrying themselves the way I want my husband to carry himself, I probably would feel the same way. So if you're coming to me in a way like, look, it makes me uncomfortable when you behave like this, or when you go out with these girls that behave like this, I have to look at it from that point of view. Like, I wouldn't want you outside with the guy that's always doing the most and being up under mad women, and
I agree with what you're saying, but let me just play devil's advocate for a
I'm
second.
gonna do that too.
Um, I just don't understand where these new friends gonna come from.
You might not end up having friends. You
No,
might just
but
be
I
sitting
feel
in the
like
house,
new
or-
friends can come from you're newly married. Like you can do married stuff with your husband now, and you guys can both gain some new friends.
I'm gonna say something for somebody who moved to a new place
Mhm.
and had to find new friends.
Yeah.
The shit ain't easy. So that's why I'm really wanting to know where the fuck these new friends gonna come from. It is very hard. Literally, but for the show, this was like my new people when I first got here. I had my sister-in-law because I really wanted somebody that was not connected to my husband or his
Right.
family or the business or anything like that. It was very hard to find people who weren't connected. And even though she's connected, we still have a friendship because we realize that if some shit go down, we still outsiders.
Right.
You know what I mean? So that's the logistics, number one. Where do we find these friends? And number two, was this gentleman aware of who his wife's friends were prior to marriage?
Mhm.
So I'm wondering if he knew who they were, if he ever like expressed his, his dislike for their unsatisfactory behavior prior to, them being married.
Yeah, because that would be a problem for him, like even prior to marriage, right?
Right.
Yeah. That is not that problem doesn't only take precedence after marriage.
Right.
Like you would want your even girlfriend to have wholesome friends.
I mean, so my thing is, I think, well, habits typically form your destiny, whatever it is. So if you have a habit of doing whatever it is, that might not be who you are at your core, but that will be the road that you will be on. And things do get left and lost on these roads. So now if you are newly married and you are going out and you have whole friends and you're constantly going out with your whole friends because they are your whole friends that's been there forever, so you have some type of loyalty to them or a level of loyalty to them, it is detrimental to your marriage. Maybe that might not be who you are, but you're going to be engaging in different things. And a lot of those times when you're talking about going out with your whole friends, you're never in a place of safety. You're never in a place of where you can thrive and become better. It's usually something that is an open-ended variable of possible drama and possible chaos. You out at 2:00 in the morning, God forbid, even if you were safe the whole time, but you're out at 2:00 in the morning, y'all were all drinking, your friend was drinking, you get in the car, and now you guys get into an accident, something happens to you, God forbid. Somebody is drunk at the club. Right now in 2023, people started shooting, people shot up at Lil Baby's concert. Now, God forbid something happens, you get hit. Now it's like, it's one thing to do it when you trickle it in, but when it's a redundant behavior, which is what he was saying, right? That's when it's an issue because you're leaving constant room and chance for the worst to happen. Now, the craziest thing is, it's like, the issue that I think men have when a girl has whole friends is it's never, hey, let's go out to lunch. It's always, let's go out to the club. I don't care if you go out with your whole friends to Starbucks. I don't think he's really worried too much about that. But it's like, okay, why do you have to go to, Barcode, Lobby? You know what I'm saying? Those of you that don't know, those are New Jersey clubs, right? Why do you have to go out to something that is going to always be some type of crazy event? And that's where the issue becomes. Now, to answer your question of where you find friends, right? Where you find
You about
friends
to
is
try to
very
read
simple.
us.
Like, because
No. I want you as a married person
Yeah,
to
well,
tell people where
I'm
to find
telling
their
you where to
friends.
find friends regardless, right? Because I lived in different states. I lived in Miami by
Same.
myself. I lived
Same.
in California
Same.
by myself. And I lived in Pennsylvania by myself, right? So majority of my 20s, I lived in 4 different states.
More.
So when I go out to these places, right, I always found friends doing whatever I'm doing. So if you're doing what you're supposed to be doing to better yourself, you're going to find people there that you're going to relate to. So let me just give you an example. If you're going to the gym, and you frequently go to the gym 1 to 5 times or 2 to 5 times a week, right?
2 shaky. Let's do 3.
3, right? I'm just saying 2 for making effort for people.
2 is shaky.
Right?
I mean,
Because a lot of girls, and I'm not a girl, but a lot of girls say going to a gym in general is intimidating or uncomfortable. So if you move to a whole different place, God, you know what I'm saying, forbid, whatever, it might be really uncomfortable. But anyways, if you're going and you're working out and you're at the places where you're doing things that's going to be bettering yourself, you're going to be able to align with other people who have similar goals. And those are people that are more likely than not you can share some type of bond with. Now, I'm not saying that she's not a hoe outside of gym, but what I'm saying is that's a friend that you can talk to, that you can actually meet and kind of steer away from other people and other things, because we all have friends who do nothing but put us in chaotic situations or put us in chaotic situations.
Agree. But one thing can I go ahead.
no.
you go. One thing that I can say though, like, I don't want you to, like, if you know me, if you know that I'm always, because I don't think that people hang out with their friends every week, like every other day. You know what I'm saying? I think that, okay, for example, me, you guys are bringing up a situation that I actually can speak on because I've dealt with it and am. I have a lot of friends who are, like those kind of outside, have fun type of girls. But at the same
Are they
time,
whores or they just
no,
like to
not
hang
whores,
out?
But no, not
Are you being
whores.
honest?
I was just about to say, I think we should
Sometimes
switch
you
that
can be
word.
hoes.
No,
My
I'm
friends can do whole shit, but that's not that. Who gives a fuck?
No, but that's what I'm asking, because I think like just being outside and hanging out is different
Nobody's
from being
getting
a
any dick after the
whore.
club, before the club, between
I
the club.
think that we
nobody's
should
getting any-
remove that word
they're not
altogether.
whores.
No, but
that's
the
what the-
intimidation is coming from you being around women that are like getting attention, basically.
No. He's saying whores.
No, that's what I'm saying.
But
like
who
I
are
think
y'all-
that
The prompt said horse,
Whores.
hoes.
That means they're outside and they're fucking.
They're
They're not-
promoting bad behavior. I'm sorry, Jada.
I was just about to say, I think that we're not talking about friends that are literally hoes or whores. I think we're just talking about single friends and
But we're
their
not gonna
behavior.
assume- right? But when you know that
Not
person's
whores.
friends, when you know
Well,
that,
no, he may feel they're whores,
but
they
when
quote
you know
unquote.
that person's friends
I'm
from
so
the,
confused.
if you know your woman's friends before you marry her, and that's a concern, that needs to be nipped in the butt right then and there. Because if you trust my character and you marry me, and you know that you can trust me, then that shouldn't be a problem when I hang out with my friends. I don't care who another woman is. I operate how
Your
I
own
want to
time,
operate
yeah.
when I want to operate. And that's just that. Nobody is going to force me to talk to a man. I'm a grown ass woman. Nobody's going to force me to go and do anything with another man. Nobody's going to force me to do anything. If I want to go out and have shots and turn up, that is my prerogative. That's what I'm going to do.
Okay, but
It
say
doesn't matter.
for example, you have a friend, Karen.
I get
and-
both sides, trust me.
No, yeah, but Karen, you know,
Keisha.
Keisha, right? Sorry, I'm thinking about my cousin Karen. She's wild as fuck. But Keisha, say you go out with your friend Keisha, and your husband or your boyfriend at the time just knows that whenever you and Keisha go out, you come back with the
Trouble.
craziest stories.
Mhm.
Yeah, Keisha is just a wild time.
Mhm.
He's gonna feel like you guys are married now. Okay, y'all, your nights with Keisha needs to come to a
And
minimum.
I agree with that. Now everybody just needs to have that understanding in that conversation and just needs to be respected. That's it. Talk to Keisha and be like, bitch, you getting me in trouble. Okay.
Yeah.
Come to the house and chit chat
Yeah,
with him. And let's hang
I
out.
is married now.
Right,
like, I can't be coming outside with you.
I can't, and I agree with that as well. Because I'm trying to think of from a woman's perspective as well. I don't want my man going out with the crazy nigga that always got them in a shootout, like, or some crazy stuff.
But if he married a follower, that's his
He know who he
problem.
married.
He only has to worry about the characteristics of the woman that he married, not the woman around her, because
Okay,
What-
yeah, she's a follower, but does she have sense? I
Yeah,
think that's
exactly.
I think-
I think that's the difference. It's like, okay, yeah, she may be a follower. She may not have one of the strongest personalities in the group or whatever. But I mean, can she operate as an adult? Does she have sense? I think that's the real question.
I think
I
today
think-
though.
Okay.
Go ahead,
Jade. No, I think what happens is there are people that are very easily influenced,
That's what I
right?
was-
And live very much in the moment and don't necessarily map out consequences. I know you're thinking like, oh no, that's not true. But
No, I believe it. I mean,
No,
but
right.
that's a red flag in general.
right, because then what happens is in the moment you made that mistake, and then tomorrow morning you're crying on my shoulder and you're saying, I'm sorry, oh my God, I can't believe I did that. I drank too much, yada, yada, yada.
Mm.
And I think often that sometimes some men might struggle with knowing the character of the person that they're with, and they love them, right? They still love them, but knowing that and how easily influenced the person might be, that they try to be proactive and be like, I need you to stop hanging with Keisha because Keisha's no good.
Seeing as that we're women, Rico, have you been with a follower woman who has been like this?
No. But I realized that first and foremost, I think that it's not just so much about following whomever it is, men or women. I think a lot of the times the issue is that somebody is usually in control of a situation to some degree. So if it's, you know, your plan to go out and Amanda's with you and you're the driver,
Mhm.
which this has happened to me, right? Where my girl is out with her friend and she's the driver, whatever, and they're at a place where she doesn't know. And then the driver disappears. And now, you know what I'm saying, Amanda or you're left here trying to figure it out, calling me, right?
That's not applicable these days. Like
That's-
that,
No, no, no.
maybe
This-
15 years
that-
ago.
that
Yeah, that's a childish. That's
But-
childish.
But so like, but what I'm saying is
we getting home.
now,
Uber.
yeah, no, you can Uber, but the point is like sometimes people don't just hop in the Uber and go. They'll be like, well, let me see where my friend is at. It could be early.
freestyling.
It could be early. It could be
Cracking
12
up.
o'clock where you're not even thinking like, all right, well, listen, you know, I don't know where I'm at, but I do know a couple people here. I do see some familiar faces. I don't feel threatened. I don't think it's it's a threatening environment. But yet, next thing you know, it's like when that point in time comes, maybe she disappeared at 11 o'clock and now it's 12:30, 1 o'clock. You're ready to go home. You can't find her. And now you're calling your man. And it's like, well, damn, now I'm inconvenienced. My energy is disturbed. I'm at home or wherever, and I'm trying to figure out, make sure my wife is good. And it's all because not you weren't a follower. Y'all had a plan, and your friend who is single was just inconsiderate of you and us as in our relationship. So I think that's what happens. And when that happens one time, I don't want you chilling with her no more
I understand
at
that.
all, because you put her safety at risk. Two, it might not be a big deal to you or her, but it's a big deal to me because I'm the person now. I gotta be worried and or try to find and solve a problem that I should not have anything to do with.
Yeah.
You wanted to be an adult, but adults make mistakes. Adults end up in terrible positions, and not all the time is from a bad sense of judgment. Sometimes things just happen, and then when it happens, you just have to figure it out in that moment, and that's the worst position to be in on the other side of the phone while it's happening.
It is
Right.
totally fine to have a conversation with your partner to say, hey, look, I do not feel comfortable
Mhm.
with you coming in. Regardless of what you're doing, you could be a Bible study. You could be you could be eating pickles or what. It doesn't matter what you're doing.
Yeah.
Whatever it is, I just don't feel comfortable with it because it makes me feel whatever. And I think that's fine. But I do think that you have to deal with what is on the other side. They may be like, I'm literally doing nothing.
Right, and
So
that's
why
what's annoying.
can't I come home at a time where I'm sober, a time where I can drive myself home,
Taking care of
a
responsibilities.
time where I can do whatever I'm doing? Why can't I? You know, so I think you have when you bring that conversation up, you have to be able to deal with what is on the other side. I'm not saying that, you know, one way is right or wrong, but I do think a spouse and girlfriend, boyfriend, I don't know about that. But a spouse should be able to bring that conversation up and say, I don't feel comfortable with that.
But
But I think that's the issue. And that's the problem. We get into this boyfriend, girlfriend, you know, okay, they don't have that leeway. But then we get into the whole, well, if you knew how she was before you married her, why didn't you check it at the door? And it's like, okay, well, then it's contradictful. So no matter where you're at in your relationship, if it's going to be a serious relationship, the boundaries have to be set now, not when
Yeah.
you're married. The barrier doesn't, because if it takes us 5 years to get married and I let you slide for 5 years, you're going to be like, well, why are you changing?
Yeah,
'Cause
and
you were
all of a
changing.
sudden you
And
got a
it's like, well,
problem.
no, the problem is if something that you don't like is persisting and it's happening or is persistent and it keeps on happening, you need to stop it immediately, no matter what point.
Stop or
Like, just
or voice your objection.
No, you have to stop it Because
Nah.
if it doesn't work for you, either you need to leave
Exactly.
or it has to stop.
So
but
you
either
voice your
way, you're going
objection.
to either way you're stopping the experience of or the feeling of
Something
this
has to
experience.
stop.
So then
Either
no,
the
that-
relationship or the behavior.
Guys, that's voicing an objection.
Yeah.
And then it's up to the other person to
To
say, you know
decide.
what? Thank you.
Well, it
Thank
don't matter.
you.
Like you.
No, that's why I said
You
something has to
said
stop.
Because what you're not gonna tell a single grown adult is you not finna do this. Right.
Thank you.
I think as a spouse you may have more influence
I'd say it.
to take that position, but as a non-married person,
Mhm.
I think that you should voice your concern. I do agree with you on that. You absolutely should check it. But I think that they be like, well, my friend, I'm single until I'm married. So maybe this ain't gonna work.
Well, I mean, that never happened to me or anybody that I know. So
Thank you,
I would
Aaron.
say
You
I would
deserve
say
a round of applause
person-
for that.
I mean,
personally-
I believe
That's
singles
true.
get married.
I feel like
personally-
anybody in a serious relationship, that's not really going to be their response to someone voicing their
Thank
I'm
you.
single till I'm married.
No, that wasn't my
Wow.
response. That wasn't my response. What I'm saying is that I feel like you can voice your concern over something, but if you're like, that person can be like, okay, cool, I'm not cool with that, and you can go take your concerns somewhere else. And to Rico's point, that's what you do. You check it, and if they not with the check,
Move
then
on.
they can move on. What I'm saying is that you when there's to have an effect, what has to be there first? A cause, right?
Oh yeah.
I was
no.
like,
Right?
what's the other one?
So you need
Cause.
cause to have an effect, right? We all agree on that. So if you come to me saying, "Hey, I don't feel comfortable with this," you also have to deal with the effect of what's on the other side. Because I'm not just gonna say, "Oh, okay, I'm gonna stay home and not do anything." You have to understand that someone's gonna say, "Okay, cool. Well, you may not be cool with 5 a.m. I'll come home at 4, and I only do it 3 times a month."
I don't know where these
Versus
women exist.
just wait. Versus
Like-
5 a.m. and me doing it 5 or 6 times a month. You know what I'm saying? I think you have to just understand that they're not just gonna be like, okay, daddy,
Mhm.
I'm gonna do what the fuck you tell me to do. It's not gonna be like that. You have to understand there's another individual on the other side, and they're gonna have a different opinion about what you're saying. That's all I said. There's no shame in that.
If they have a different
Yeah,
opinion.
exactly, and that's the problem that I think that happens. There's not always a debate on boundaries, and I think
Yeah, I know I'm talking about Aaron Campbell.
I was about to
I
say,
feel
I feel like
that's
you
cool.
really put in your own
We are only-
personality.
We is me, and we only
Yeah.
talk about Aaron Campbell.
All right, well, cool. So now
I know that was a lot of Aaron Campbell in there.
we as me have to also think about the world and a lot of other people that are asking us this question.
I don't know them.
And I think that the issue that we have is that we sit here and we put our own way of methods of doing things, and we say that this is how you should do it. Now, a lot of times, no, it doesn't even happen like that. If I say to my girl, listen, coming home at 5 o'clock is not gonna work for me. So the latest, she might ask me, okay, well, what is a respectable time? That's the only conversation. But it's not
She
gonna
just
be.
said that.
No, it's not. No, it's not what she said. What she said is, I won't come home at 5, but I'll come home at 4, and that's not.
That seems a little spiteful.
and exactly, and at the
Not a little.
It seems
That is spiteful.
considerate.
That is spiteful.
And
It seems
hold on,
considerate
hold
to
on,
me.
Hold on. And what I'm saying is that's not the reality. A lot of times, what happens is a man or woman feels shamed to even say what they're going to do or what they want out this relationship, right? So now if I say, hey, if I'm scared to say, yo, I don't want you coming home at 5 o'clock, he might have a girl like Aaron in his girl's ear that she watches that goes, well, if he tries to check me and tell me what I'm going to do, I'm not going to say 5, I'm going to say 4. And I'm going to ask, why can't I? Some things don't require a why. It's just that this does not work for me. And you know it doesn't work for me. And if you don't, I'm going to tell you that it doesn't work for me. Now, does this work for us? Right? And I think that that's the real conversation that should be had. It should never be a tug of war. It should never be a ego trip because you have a preference. We are married or we are planning to get married or working toward marriage. My preference is my preference. Don't come home at 5 to me is disrespectful.
Then it has to go
I
your
don't need
way,
to-
all the way.
No, because
That's what it sounds like.
no, it's not my way. It's just that, hey, okay, cool. The proper response would be, all right, well, what
What can we
is a
do?
respectable time for you? It's not the, okay, Aaron had one extreme or the other. Oh, I'm not going to just not go anywhere and stay
Rico,
home.
you
Hold
said
on.
I said, cool. Nigga, you don't like 5? We'll do 4.
But that's
And
what
then
I'm
if you
saying.
say, okay, 4 doesn't work. Like I
But
feel
why
like
is it-
me
but why-
going back on the time is like a consideration
Why
of
not
you.
have a conversation is the point I'm saying. Why not say, well, what time?
So why don't you say that? You're the one with the problem, so you should come with the suggestion.
Okay,
and
well,
not just
I feel like
no,
this-
wait, and not
okay.
just the complaint. Because if you're saying, hey, Aaron, 5 doesn't work for me. Okay, I say 4. Cool. Not a problem in my mind. So, but if you have a specific time in mind, that's up to you to voice that. You're like, Aaron, I don't want you home at 5. I want you home at 11:30. And I'm like, oh, well, 11:30 is a little early, and then we can go from there. But at the end of the day, I didn't say no to your not coming home at 5. I said, cool, I can get with that. I will come home at 4.
And that's the issue.
I feel like that's if the conversation is very specific. I feel like if someone comes to you and says more specifically, I don't like how late you come home.
And that's a different word.
Right.
Impose you with.
Yeah. As opposed to, I don't want you coming home at 5 a.m. Because, yeah, then we have people like Aaron that says, okay, I'm going to come home at 4.
Usually don't work for them.
Right.
I
So
don't
it's
have
just
any
like,
control
okay,
over
well,
things
coming
sometimes,
in at
so.
the wee hours of the morning is just, that should be a no. I feel like more specifically, that's what needs to be said so we don't get that kind of response. But going back to cause and effect, I feel like the spitefulness of it and how you respond to someone telling you anything like that depends on your delivery. Now, Erin set it up real nice, and she says, you come, you have a conversation, and you say, I don't know how you said it, but she said it real nice. I don't like how late you've been coming home. I think that you should start coming home a little earlier. We're married. I don't think it's appropriate. I don't like it. I don't feel comfortable with it. You said something a little different that kind of was like, I don't know how I would respond to that. Like, you said, you coming home at 5 a.m. isn't going to work for me. And I feel like I don't know how I'm going to respond to something like
First of all,
that.
Aaron didn't say it like that. That's one.
Yes, I did.
I think she did. She said it nice.
You know what they say when you say I think, that means you don't know. So, but it does not even matter. See, the thing is, me saying, hey, 5 o'clock a.m. is not going to work for me is not me saying I'm controlling you. Me giving you your ulterior suggestion, 12 midnight is your cutoff time, or 12 midnight is the time that I want you home. If I say, hey, you're coming home too late, I want you coming home at 12, that's more controlling. But if we have a conversation about it, I'm open to hearing what you want and how we can find a middle ground. So if I say anything like, hey, look, this time does not work for me, I believe the way my household has been running and always has ran is, well, what do you think will be a respectable time? And I'll be like, well, maybe it's 2. Or they might suggest it. Hey, well, is 2 o'clock fine? Are you comfortable with 2 o'clock? And it's yes or no.
I
But
suggested a time, though.
you suggested 1 hour at 4 a.m. Like, that sounds
It's
stupid.
not that deep.
Like, yo, but it's
taking
it's
it too serious.
but
Like,
I'm
I
just-
literally
it's just-
suggested a time.
It's just a conversation starter in a way. It doesn't.
But
have
I'm
to
just
be,
saying,
I'm gonna
no.
Step in the door at
First of all,
3:59.
we're not going.
Not before yet. Like, it's not that deep.
But
Like,
to be really, really specific, one thing that was missed is that it's not all the time what time you're coming home. It's who you were with and where did you go. If you were at your mother's house, if you were at your sister's house, if you was at your cousin's house till 4 o'clock in the morning, you came home at 5,
Were you having margaritas?
just check.
y'all
in.
was
Why
drinking.
everybody
No.
keep
I think it's a
checking?
different,
it's not different. It don't matter if y'all was drinking or not. If you were at somebody's house who that person felt comfortable and trusting, 9 times out of 10, you coming home at 3, 4, maybe even, well, 5 is a little bit crazy, but maybe even 5 might be acceptable depending on who it is. But if you go out with your 4 friends,
Oh my god.
Single
whore.
friends.
You're single.
You're-
No,
No.
they said
if
whore.
you're with your whore
They
friends,
said
you
whore.
come home at 5
Ridiculous.
o'clock, I already knew you was doing horse shit. Like this, look,
First of all,
First
the
of all, the
prompt
clubs
said
close at
hoe.
about 2 or
That's
3.
a
Bunch
bunch
of
of
horse
put in the
shit. Y'all
whore
remember that?
in there.
The people
And
call
I don't like it.
but I'm just saying it doesn't make sense. Like if you were dating a dude,
They
right?
said whore.
I can't take it. Like, I just can't
Oh,
take it.
yeah.
It's so sad. It
Gir-
really is sad.
Girls
bro.
have a problem with
It's
guys
so
going on a
sad.
guys trip, right? And guys
No.
have a problem with
No,
girls
because
going
y'all
on
can't
girl
control
trips.
No.
yourselves.
I have
Actually,
zero problem.
What I wanted to say
didn't say
was that
Aaron.
I would like
Said
the
y'all.
I said
conversation.
girls.
To be honest, I
No.
would like the conversation.
Difference between a
I
girl
would
and a woman?
even
What
be
you trying to say?
excited.
Yeah,
I know
yeah.
no one's listening to me. Y'all done?
Yo,
All right,
guys.
Mandy.
All right.
Goddamn.
It's a lot of side
Mandy
conversation
pressure up over
going
here.
on.
What were you saying, Amanda?
Tight.
I was saying I would love the conversation. Like I would be excited. Like I'll go out with my friends and be like, "All right, y'all, I gotta go because my man don't like me outside. Like I gotta go home to my man." There's a lot of
man, my
girls
man,
that
my
would
man.
be.
I do
Shut
the same
up!
thing.
Wait, hold on.
No, but
Whatever it is.
there's a lot of girls that'll feel ashamed
Whoever
to
it
tell that to their girls.
Really?
No, I literally can holler to my bitches all night. Like, remember, I
Holler?
got a taller. Bitch, hold up. Like, it's just like sometimes things happen. Why does everything have to be that deep? My thing is, okay, if it's not something that's constantly occurring, I'm not going out every week. I'm not going out every weekend. I'm not going out every night. But it just so happened this week, all my bitches is in town and we want to go out like 3 times. You know I ain't going out the rest of the month more than likely. Calm the fuck down.
That's crazy.
I thought she was about to say, I want to go out this night. She said 3.
That's because it's just so happened.
They
my
only here
life
for the
is like
weekend.
She's saying
that.
3. She's saying 3 times out of the entire
No, she's
month,
saying
though.
back- it don't matter.
It
Back
just
to
so
back to
happens
back.
that this
Wait,
month.
isn't that not the same as going out 3 weeks in a row?
It's the
This is
same.
the thing. If this
Equivalent.
It is.
every month is not gonna.
Percentage
probably
is
not
the
gonna be
same.
If I've been behaving, for
Percentage is the
past
same,
6
but the
months,
circumstances isn't.
behaving.
if I have been behaving and being a great woman, making you steak and medallions and
Can you
potatoes,
stop? Can you stop? Can you stop?
I've been being a good woman to you. A couple of my bad bitches is in town.
And not just the regular
It's
ones.
I was
just
about to
so
say.
The
She
word
said the
one.
bad
It's
bitches.
the
Yeah.
word one.
Hold
It
on.
just so happens we want to go outside and have a good time, and it just so happens that 3 of my bitches got a hosting each night for 3 nights. And I decided, out of all the good girl days I had, I want to go outside and hang out with my friends. If you have a problem with that, I don't give a fuck. Deal with it.
But the thing is,
Wait, continue. What do you mean deal with it? So in our house,
Deal
You
with
can
our
converse. You
house,
can
I
be an
gotta
adult.
deal with it.
You can be
No,
an
wait,
adult
but-
and contact me in between the night. You can FaceTime me.
What?
We can make sure if you're really that afraid and stressed out.
I'm not
call
afraid
me.
of stressed
I
out.
just
You're
feel
not gonna
like-
disrespect our
How
house.
am I disrespecting the house?
Wait,
I'm
hold
having a
on,
drink and
Alan.
singing ski.
that's the problem.
not sexy red.
Singing a damn song. And
I don't
guess what?
know.
I'm gonna get home and take care of my responsibilities. Your dinner's gonna be on the table. I'm not butt naked. I'm not around men because you should like it better like this because my friends actually have their own table and we don't need to depend on nobody to buy our drinks.
It's actually true.
Get
Like
our
they don't even want. We don't want
not
dudes
here
around
for
when you
the
go out
niggas.
when we go out with each other.
So know the type of woman you're with. We don't need any men here. We literally have our own shit going on. We're here to work. Everybody's supporting each other's bag.
Especially if you send me out with some cash.
Right. So
you ain't
this-
got to worry about
And
nothing.
this is why I'm saying it's hard for me to speak on it because obviously I guess my experience is going to be different. I don't know what y'all be doing until 5 a.m. But bitch, we support each other's jobs right now.
Girl, you most likely be out at 4 in the. Don't be talking about us.
I get in late. Sorry, but you
7
will-
a.m.
you'll
She
be
said
okay.
7.
I gotta agree
So
with
wait,
Rico on
you'll
this.
be
Wait,
okay.
hold
I
on.
be
So
sleepy.
y'all cool with your man coming home at 5 a.m. 3 nights?
Absolutely not, because none of his niggas is hosting and making a bag.
But okay, so what if that was the case?
Okay, I'll see you at 7 a.m. I'm asleep. I just use
Don't make too much noise when you come in the
Please
house.
not just-
Don't.
That see, but
That's
that's
not
what you
true
were saying,
because-
Rico, and I agree with. I'm sorry.
I know you agree with
Rico's
Rico.
saying- no, I agree
We
with what
know.
he's saying, and I'm going on your side on this in a way because
Uh-huh.
I'm realizing it's really not what time you come home sometimes, but it really is who you with.
I know.
Like if you know your girl is with some hoes, you should worry.
You know your girl is with bitches that get money, basically. You all be talking about hoes and can't even stick your dick in. What are you talking about? Like, y'all don't know nobody that's effing these girls, and if you do, you already know. You just mad because they're getting tricked on. That's really the situation. You're mad because it's the type of girls. Stop calling people whores when you don't even know how much dick they get in a week.
And that's why I wanted to
You're
clarify.
judging people.
Are
You're
they
I've
whores?
been said, let's
whores,
change the
You have
word.
or are they not?
that girl. Stop calling my friends hoes. You don't even know what's going on. You're not even outside with us.
But it's not about that. See, like the thing
It is about
no,
that. You're
it's
just
not.
making stuff up
It's
because
about-
don't keep calling my friends hoes. They're really dead ass not. They get tricked on every now and then. They might get a little dick here and there. But you got to talk about a motherfucking hoe. You a hoe.
Okay, so like
I'm
the
out of
thing-
character.
the thing is what has to be understood is that character means everything. So it's not about what's actually happening. They say perception is reality.
So hoe activities.
So if you're doing
Twerking.
whole activities, you put yourself up to be considered a hoe.
Hoe activities.
Like, same thing, like, but the thing is like we always want to do something and then don't take the title that comes with what we're doing.
No, say it. I
No, no,
already
I'm
said
not-
just say it. Doesn't matter. But just know that after I participate in my hoe activities, shaking my ass and screaming ski, and not getting any dick and then going home to my man and my child, you're calling me something for no reason because I like to act a little ratchet.
I have a
and shake
question.
my
So is
ass.
that a hoe? Maybe we have different
Literally, that's what's
understandings.
happening.
Is that and from your perspective, is that what is considered a hoe? What she just said?
If that is redundant behavior.
No,
Okay,
no.
then so-
Yeah.
then guess
No, no,
what?
no,
If you
wait.
did this one time out of the year, I'm not gonna call you a hoe.
No.
Like,
hold on.
I'm a
hold
hoe.
on.
Okay, I'm a hoe
You know
then.
hoe behavior
Call me
is?
a hoe.
And this literally goes back
A
to us being on
name.
the same page about what
there a
this
party going on?
is.
Yes,
That's
it's
childish.
It's a
That's-
party. They always say it's a party, first of all. But regardless, the
No,
thi-
like I'm talking about. Okay, I've been to a well-known names after party at a real suite. I don't know what, because sometimes people think a suite is just a hotel room with a balcony. I'm talking about a real suite, like at the Ritz.
go
the
ahead.
real deal.
With some living rooms and
But
bedrooms.
yeah, living rooms, a couple rooms.
Couple rooms.
Not just the living
Not
Boom,
just
room.
boom.
living
rooms.
So sometimes there is a real event going on, and everybody does conjugate at the damn.
So if the after party
conjugate.
If the after party's at a hotel, baby, I'm going home to my
And
man.
That's what I'm saying. But what I was about to say is that's old school shit. I'm not doing
No,
that. I can see why that's an issue, right? I can see why that's an issue, and I agree partially because I don't want you to. What's the point of having to be around this environment or having to be up under these rich niggas' faces? Because that might get you to a point where because people might get to that might ruin your relationship because you turned up, and then next thing you know, a man that's like just got a $13 million contract is on your body and he flirting with you and you just like you might
Yeah.
end up flirting back. Like
yeah,
13
you're doing
million.
you're doing
it's
stuff
kinda
for
cute,
male
got a six-pack.
attention.
That's crazy.
And
like
that's why I'm saying I
those are
understand where
hoes.
he's coming from, and I
Yeah.
understand why you wouldn't want your woman in that
Or also
environment.
it's not really
single
that. Like
woman
at
behavior.
what point are some women gonna understand?
I just
No, listen.
okay.
At what point are some women gonna understand that you going out with your whole friends is also a representation of me and our marriage?
Agreed.
Same thing on the flip side. So it's not even about I'm going in and there's a rich dude. It could be a bunch of regular average $50,000 niggas there.
No,
But it's the fact that it's the fact that
He ain't not lying.
it's the fact that we are now
thanks.
united as one, and this is how you're displaying me and us. And I think that's where the disrespect comes in.
Can I ask a question, Rico?
Niggas gonna be like, ain't that Rico girl over there?
And he's right. He's
Wife.
Oh,
And
you're
the
married now?
No, I'm saying because
you're.
in his situation.
Oh, okay. No. So this is my question because I think
the mother of my child.
we're saying this from the woman's side. Let's look at this from the other side because we know for a fact that a lot of women be in the house doing fucking manual labor. That's what you said.
Mm-hmm.
And the dudes want to be out in the streets until 4, 5, 6, 7
Hell
a.m.
yeah.
I can't tell you the last
That
time I was.
happens
Wait,
before.
guys.
That's what I thought.
Right. So I'm just saying, are we gonna have these same rules and expectations
I said the
where she
flip side,
says
yeah.
where she
You look like
where
you don't
she
mean it.
says, hey, I don't want you coming in at 7 o'clock not once a month. Like, are we okay with that? Are we okay with her saying, hey, when you're out doing X, Y, and Z with those guys that I don't care for, you're representing me and you're representing our marriage and it looks fucked up? Or is your response going to be, you know what? I understand. Let me stop that behavior.
As long as we are comparing apples to apples, yes.
I feel like a man isn't
But-
gonna
but-
easily
but-
say that.
But wait, because I said compare.
Let's also hear
Wait,
from
wait.
this guy.
I said apples to
Tell
apples.
me what the apple is.
Let me explain what apples and apples is. And I had this conversation with
It's
my
the
girl.
exact same thing.
No. Listen, this is the whole exact same thing, right? If a man goes out and he buys his own section, first of all, anybody who is a man that's outside of 7 a.m. and is not in the section, no, he's off limits. He should not be allowed to come home at 7 o'clock in the morning. But if a man is going out and he's in his own section, and a woman, and he buys his own section, and he has a couple of his homies there, that's different. If a girl goes out and she buys her own section, or one of the girls buy their own section, and they stay in their section, and they don't allow any guys or guys in there, and the guys don't allow any girls in there, and they keep it apples to apples, and she's not twerking on Instagram.
No
talking
women
about
are coming in your section.
I was about to
what
say,
I'm
No
saying-
women are coming in your
Niggas don't
section.
buy
No,
sections
what
for
I'm
no
saying-
females to
Right.
come in.
What I'm saying is this. I'm saying only under the same thing. I'm not saying that that's what they do. You asked me, are we going to keep it? Or is it go for the men? I said yes. If he's doing the same exact thing as her.
So
So if a dude is having girls in his section at 7 o'clock a.m., he's bugging out too. But if he's minding his business and he's chilling, he's doing his thing, he might only have one of his homies with him.
Yeah, he's sitting in the corner playing Snake on his phone.
Wait. All right, let's
No
be-
skeets for
let-
him.
No
Come on,
skis
first of
for
all,
him.
you most
No, the
men
niggas
got
love
too
the
many.
ski.
Most men got too many. I would
They
hope,
love that girl.
I would hope that your
Gross.
man has enough priorities where he
Terrible.
can't afford to come home at 7 o'clock in the morning, often, frequently, occasionally. You know what I'm saying?
No,
Like
that's-
I would hope that.
Well,
Now,
you said that's what y'all pay for.
what are you talking about?
Like y'all pay like you. It's my world. I got the money. I'm doing X, Y, and Z, so I can come and go as I
hold on.
please.
I pay all the bills. Oh wait, time out because the game changes.
See?
the game
So
changes.
you can do whatever you want now, basically.
Not whatever I want because you still have to be respectful to a degree. But you got to
with
pay
men,
to
it's
play.
to a degree. With
You
women,
gotta
it's
pay-
like
wait,
what I
wait,
said.
You got to
Let me
pay
say
to
this.
play.
All right, let me say
I was
this.
thinking that we are both contributing here.
Oh yeah, no.
If we both
I was
contributing, then the
thinking-
rules have to be the
No,
same
contributing period or contributing monetarily.
monetarily.
That's very
Well,
different.
but let's just say that because let's not even get into
Well, I was-
like
I
who's
was-
paying the bills
Yeah,
or
let's
if
not
it's
even do
50-50.
that. Let's
No,
not
no,
even do
because-
Let's not even.
No,
do
but
that.
this no. What he's saying is
Because
important
the rules are different.
because exactly because if you feel like you paying all the bills, you feel like you can do what the fuck you want to do.
No. I didn't say that. That was an
Okay,
extreme.
you feel like
No,
half.
wait, hold
That
on,
was an
Rico,
extreme.
because you literally just said, "Wait, I paid all the bills."
You was about to
So
go
did that
here.
I
change?
said the rules. Yeah, are we listening? I said
I'm
the rules
listening.
do change, but you still have to have some type of respect. I'm
That
not.
is a
sa-
character flaw. You know
I'm not-
that?
no,
that is
it's-
a real
it's
character
not.
flaw
It's
in a
really,
man.
No, it's not. It's
So now you want to stretch and bend.
You guys
and
are
do
welcome for
things.
the variable.
If a woman does it, it's
You're
the
welcome.
same shit. If
I
a
just
woman
feel like
because
when
I
it's
don't
on the
pay the
flip side,
bills.
when it's on the flip
Wait.
side for the men, is so much ego involved.
Yeah,
no,
that's-
it's not. First of
it
all, I'd be
is.
damned to be paying all the bills and you coming in the house at 7 o'clock
No,
in the
we're
morning.
talking about
And
now
I didn't
you
even know
feel
where
like
you
you
were
can
at.
do it. No.
Hold on, time out. This is not gonna happen.
I'm
Like
talking
it's a
about you.
whole
Stop
different ball
flipping it.
game.
Stop flipping. I said you thinking
You gotta be
that
on
now
camera.
because you pay
Don't
all the
say you don't
bills.
know where she was at. That was not a variable in this story.
Exactly.
You,
You just-
know where she was at.
The club closed at 3. I didn't know what the fuck she was doing. I don't know why she's out
So
to
then you
7.
needed to hit
There's
your girl
4
up at
hours
3
of unaccounted
and
time.
say, "Babe, you
Club
coming
closed
home."
at 3, and they got after hour a strip club.
So you
and
waited
stuff
till
like that.
7 to be
And
mad.
they got a lot. They got cafeteria be open. You
Do
could
you
have
share your
some
location?
food. The diner, yup.
I used
Alright.
to.
If you
In my
share,
old in my old relationship,
am
I
a
did
pull-
used to.
I will pull up and pull you out
I-
of the event.
When I be trying to go home, when I come out with y'all, Alan, you specifically,
does
and
it
you be
too.
like,
Right,
you
Alan
go
be like,
home?
no, let's go get a whiskey something.
And I be like, nah, I'm out. And they be like, nah,
It's
man,
different,
done. I just
though.
like,
No,
It's about
is
who
it- outta
you're
here.
with.
we're literally with the whole man here.
No, it's
When
not.
our niggas is at home.
Listen, can I
Now
just
what's the
say,
problem?
every-
Nah,
I could
it's not
easily
even
say,
the
nah,
same.
I'm with 8 at the
Your
table. But I be like,
your
nah, I gotta
husband
go
knows
see
you're
my
out
person.
With 8 at the table, he
It's
goes
all
to
right.
sleep perfectly fine. You're not hanging out with Makisha somewhere.
Actually, well, I do have a cousin Keisha.
But
here.
maybe he did have a problem with that. So you see, you never know. Like, what if he does have a problem with that, and you're just
Right.
saying,
Hanging out with
"Oh,
your
it
work
shouldn't be a
friends."
Problem, it's just me.
Yeah, when you go out with 8 at the
You
table,
hear me
you be
out?
out bad late. I be like, all
Right,
right, babe,
so-
12
And
o'clock,
wasted.
I'm leaving.
it
and
could
wasted.
potentially be an issue. You might think that it shouldn't be an issue, but
You
it
know
might
how
end
much
up being
times
an
y'all was a problem for
issue.
me?
You know how 8 at the table works? We got to soften you up. So we keep you here till 5 o'clock in the morning first. So they get used to
do.
it. Then we go out.
Alan will have you sitting here talking all night, be like, he knew my set ended at 10 o'clock. It want to be 2 a.m. I gotta go.
When we used to be in the Manhattan studio, my location used to be watched. Like, you still there? And I'm like, yeah, we
Crazy.
talking. Like,
That's
we
what I be
hanging
trying to
out.
say. Y'all time gets past you sometimes. And you
But
don't
it's
even nothing be
different. It's
happening.
who-
You said you was leaving an hour
Can
ago.
we go back to the man's
But
perspective?
it's so
All
much
right, go
more
ahead.
benefiting. See, like the thing is,
If it don't happen too
like
often.
there's not like what is benefiting outside at 3 o'clock in the morning in the club. Like that's what you got to think about. If you're out with 8 at the table, for
We're
example.
asking you.
No,
We're
I'm
talking about the man's
Well,
perspective.
sometimes it can be a little bit mentally healing. Like I've had a stressful month. I needed a good, nice, long night of drinks and laughs. That literally can be all it is. A little mental break from the reality sometimes. That's literally it.
If it's a cute like gab with girls like night, but the club, I don't know. I'd be ready to go by.
I'd be
Yeah.
ready
I'm
to
about
go
to say,
too.
I'm not a
I
club
honestly
person.
Not really
saying
my
that.
thing.
I'm just saying there's multiple
I'd be
ways.
like, all
that
right, we done
people-
here.
There's multiple ways and multiple reasons. For example, I've done both. I've been the person that's like, they're like, no, Jada, don't leave yet. You're the fun. And I've gotten in the car like, fuck, all right, like this the last spot. Or I've had friends jump in the car and I'm like, damn, now I'm responsible for you. If I've had mad shit happen, at the end of the day, everybody knows I'm the responsible one. Even though I'm the funnest, craziest one, I'm a very responsible person. So now I feel like, okay, If you get in my car, I'm gonna make sure you get wherever you need to get safely. If you guys,
To your house.
That's actually true.
I'm a very responsible individual, and everybody knows that. I drive safe. I park. I do everything very precisely. So everybody's always needing me to be
Jada
there.
took me home drunk as hell. She was
I-
like,
I
got you.
remember
Let's
that.
go."
I always do. That's
But,
just it.
but the thing is, like, I mean, I'm not gonna lie. For me, this is just for me. I don't even like. I would never be at a club till close. Like, you're not catching me at a club till closing.
Right, that's when they start
Oh,
shooting.
So now,
after.
if
What
you
clubs y'all
if
going
you
to?
outside with the let out,
grew up in
first of
Brooklyn.
all, you know what the
Oh
let
my
out is? A
God.
bunch of little hyenas, not even lions.
So then y'all don't have to collect a check after the club. Sometimes we got to be at the club to collect
Okay,
money.
we're not talking about. I'm not talking about work. And
Okay.
honestly,
But that's what she's been
That's
saying the
what I've
whole
been saying
time.
All right,
That's
but
the situation
I'm-
here.
yeah, forget Jada's life situation with her
'Cause y'all was trying to
famous
low-key
friends.
try to judge
We're talking.
me.
We're talking. No, we're not.
No,
Why
we
you take it
wasn't.
personal?
That's
we're talking about this guy's horror.
Because y'all talking about my morning, okay?
No, we're not.
You were talking about your morning.
Jada said she came home
Ain't
this
nobody
morning.
brought it up but
No.
you.
He was watching my story. He was like, you got home late last night, huh? You been
Off
having a good
camera.
time."
Off camera. He said
And
that.
then she gonna say, I got home like 3 or 4. She was like, yeah, I got home at 7.
Don't tell
I
my
would have
business.
lost my goddamn mind.
But
That's
when
crazy.
can
I
we
was just
deep
joking.
dive into the man's perspective?
Yeah.
Because I feel like we don't have an
Aaron really wants
understanding.
to know, Rico.
Because I do want to know, like, what's the difference here? Because I feel like you're saying a husband should be able to say, hey, I don't want you hanging out with those friends, blah, blah, blah. And she should say, okay, cool, I won't. Is the expectation the same?
Wait, with the friends? Wait, what do you mean?
Well,
She don't
all
want
the activity we've been talking about.
You're trying to say, I feel like, first of all, any rules that are set within your relationship should be honored on both sides. Now, there are differences.
Except for you paying all the bills.
If you are the breadwinner and realistically the caretaker, right? Then you have more leeway because there's more stress, there's more burden, there's more weight that you carry. So you get more leeway. That's just the balance. Now, if you guys are contributing monetary wise, right? Monetary wise, whatever agreement equally or close to equally, then y'all have to abide by the same exact rules. Now, I'm not saying like if I work 60 hours a week, because now I'm gonna think about realistic. I ain't talking about the rich guy that has $10 million a year. I'm talking about the guy who works 60 hours a week and he's making $75,000 a year. You guys, and he pays for all the bills at your $1,500, 800 square foot apartment, right?
Man.
Well, that ain't 1,500
in the Bronx.
wherever it is, right? He's paying all the bills and he has enough to afford. He has enough to take care of you and him, right? Whatever the bills that may be. He gets more leeway because he's working 60 hours a week. While you get the freedom literally day to day. I think that people don't understand that being home is a freedom. It is a luxury. Matter of fact,
I'll let you handle this.
what you can
I want
do,
to handle this.
I think that when you don't prioritize your time right, you miss the luxury in it, right? But when you can find the luxury in it, like I don't work. I come here one time a week, if that. If we might be off for a month. You know what I'm saying? I get the whole summer. So I have mad time. So I use my time very, very wisely. Sometimes I could squeeze in a nap. Sometimes I could go to a park and just sit there and read a book. But at the end of the day, I find a way to enjoy my free time. And I think that that's what has to be considered. Now, if this man is working 60 hours a week, you got to give him some space to breathe.
I feel
You
like
got to give him some space to
I
breathe.
I just want wait.
I understand.
I'm not gonna say anything. I just want to point
Okay,
that
go-
out.
Oh, okay.
Aaron Campbell is not saying anything in response to this. Y'all can have
You
it.
answered it already before.
I
on
just
another
feel like
episode.
I understand the point that you're trying to make with being the breadwinner, the caretaker, or whatever. But I just feel like we cannot use money as a reason to be like, well, yeah, I get to do this and you don't. Right? Especially when it comes to you saying, like, okay, a man works 60 hours a week, so yeah, he needs to be out in the club. No, you can stay home. You work 60 hours a week, lay down. Like,
That
no,
sounds
I'm
crazy.
I'm not.
I'm not gonna hold you. Like,
Wait, if you work 60 hours, you need a fucking
You
nap.
need some you time. Stay in the bed. I give you a massage. I light a candle.
But
Oh my God.
Aromatherapy.
Lavender,
You do
nigga.
not- you do not need to be in the
And some
club.
salt.
Spending our money, I might add, because
Oh, this is
feel like
hilarious.
one difference that I did notice about this situation is a man is probably more likely going to be upset with a woman being outside because of her company. He don't want his wife being outside doing whole shit with the whole friends. Understandable. But for a man, we know that if you outside until 3, 4, 7 a.m., you outside spending money. You buying the bottles and you
Yep.
doing bottle wars with your friends.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, because we know how much the bottles in the club cost.
Yep.
All right. And you got a section and you outside and you spending money with your friends. And listen, we don't need to be doing that. How much times a week? Because you work 60 hours a week. We don't need to do that.
I'm not saying he's going out every month. And first of all, I made it very clear that it's not about the money. It was about how much work that the workload that each person is taking on.
But
Hold on. I didn't cut you off. We got to practice this.
You did though.
No, I did not.
She was in the middle of her.
I thought she was finished. So,
it doesn't even matter. Go
anyways,
ahead.
what I will say is, if a person is, for example, let's just say he's making X amount of dollars, but he doesn't have a strenuous job and he doesn't work, then he does not get that same luxury to realistically disrespect if she finds it disrespectful coming home at 7 a.m., 6 a.m., 5 a.m. If a person is constantly working 12 to 12 or 6 to 6 or 7 to 7, whatever the case may be, from Monday through Saturday, and he gets off at 7 p.m. and he has Sunday off and he wants to go out, give that man a break. He actually is busting his ass every single day. Forget about the money. Look at the principle. The principle is he is taking on the workload every week. Now, I'm not saying go out every single Saturday. No, because then that'll be poor investment and you need to leave because that's why he has to work 60 hours a week.
Get him.
But if he goes out once every quarter, right? He wants to be outside, give him a break because he's providing a life of non-strenuous work for you. He's taking that sacrifice day by day for you, because without having to take care of you, he could probably drop 20 hours and work 40 hours a week and have the whole weekend to himself. So we have to think about what he's sacrificing. So you have to sacrifice a little bit for him in return. That's the only fair way that a man will think.
Yeah, but that doesn't go hand in hand with the previous example, because I'm not saying that he can't go to the club at all. Like, that's not what we're saying. We're saying, like, if the same thing is like if a woman is going to a wife is going out with her whole friends all the time, it's a problem. This is only a problem if a man is going outside with his whole friends. We don't really call men hoes, but
No, we
we
are.
call them hoes.
Whore friends.
Yeah,
We can call them hoes.
Mhm.
That
Whore
only if you're
friends.
going out with your whole friends all the time. We're not saying like, oh, you can't go outside at all just because, we don't feel comfortable at it. Like, do your thing. If it's every once in a while, go ahead, do your thing. Nobody's gonna say no, stay home. Like, that's not what we're saying. We're just comparing apples to apples. Same situation.
Let me tell you the one difference that we have not actually took into consideration.
Tell us.
Y'all are forgetting that men protect themselves. And I hope you would have a man who can protect themselves to be out late at night with belligerent, drunk people, right? When women get involved, we got a whole world of Instagram talking about men, especially black men, don't protect black women in any way, shape, or form. So now when you are outside with a bunch of drunk people, and we all know that liquor makes people have poor decision making, correct? Now you're around a bunch of thirsty, angry, miserable, drunk people who you faded and you just said, no, I have a man at home, and he called you out your name, and because you might have been drinking, you might have reacted a little bit, and now he took it to a 10. So now when it comes down to being out late, and that's why I said it's not always the time, it's usually who you're with and where you're at. So if you're out at a club or anything like that where you can leave room for chaos, it's just not safe for women. Women don't even like to walk out at night by themselves, let alone should they be out with drunk men by themselves late. So it's different from a man to man. Like, if I'm a guy, I can protect and hold my own. If you got a guy who can't protect and hold his own and get home, then you might be more worried about him. But there's some men that you'd be like, yo, nah, I know he's not, nothing's gonna happen to him. If anything, he's just doing bullshit, which is a big difference.
Well, I'm glad you brought this up because, if I was a newly married person, please invite my man. Well, actually, no, you don't have to invite him. I'm inviting him. He's coming with me.
Yeah.
There are
Very good point.
Because I've seen both sides, right? Just seeing around people. There are women, they're like, I want to be home with, under my person. I want to chill. Like, they naturally are trying to build with what they're trying to build. And then you have the opposite side. What makes a difference, right? So there are women that are like, well, I just got married. This is where I want to be.
I think it's an age thing, honestly, Alan.
Maybe.
I really do
Wow.
think it's an age thing
What do you
because
mean?
at a certain point, you really don't want to be in stilettos in a club doing any of that. You literally want to be in some flats at
Mhm.
happy hour or brunch and home and sleep by 9.
Right.
I was gonna say
And
10, but 9, okay.
well, if you do brunch, I'm gonna say
You gonna be-
9.
I do not like going
You'll be tired.
outside, but I
Right,
go.
right, exactly. So I
Jada's
think
lying.
I think
Jada's lying.
I think it's
outside.
I think it's an age
Because
thing.
really, y'all be
She's
don't
trying to
have
be
no
in character.
idea.
I think it's an age thing.
Yo, Jada
personally.
called me about a whole party last month.
that I was throwing at a club to
Exactly.
make money.
You wanted to be
It was
outside.
called Freaknik. Didn't happen.
But also, don't you guys notice that when couples get together, they kind of lock each other down from going outside?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yep.
Oh, when I go out, trust me, I have the most fun when I'm out with my husband. Because that means I can actually
No, from going
drink.
out by themselves,
No,
meaning,
like,
like,
without
little by
each other.
little.
Oh, no. I'm talking about I
No.
want my husband to come out because that
That's what
means
I'm
I can actually
saying.
drink. I'm going to drink all that I want to drink.
You
I'm
gonna
going to
have
ski
fun.
yeet
Mm-hmm.
as much as I want to because you know why? I ain't got to drive home.
home.
Thank you. I ain't got to drive home. I can sleep. I ain't got to pull $1 out of my wallet.
She says that all the time. She's like, he's gonna drive home.
I'm
get
good.
drunk. He's
Like,
gonna drive
I'd
home.
rather my husband come out.
Danielle just showed me this as we're talking about this. Somebody posted on Instagram. The club ended at 2, your girl home at 4. What happened?
Yeah,
Food?
red flag.
Oh yeah,
Somebody
I saw
said-
that too.
Somebody,
It's
A
food.
girl said that.
I can't even entertain these conversations because for me it's just
Can I
like,
freestyle in a parking
Said
lot?
I was helping
Like,
my cousin with the groceries.
Right.
Damn.
Nah.
I can't even entertain this.
It's
And then on
definitely
top of that-
cafeteria.
Yeah, cafeteria. It's different.
I'll be honest. Hey, invite us out.
Capellias. Oh, I
'Cause-
said it out loud. Damn.
Well, I'll say this. I don't
Yeah,
think that
please.
we should be calling these friends hoes or whores. That sounds so bad. I just think that if you are newly married and your wife goes out very often with her single friends, you set the boundaries. You let her know that you are uncomfortable with this and set the boundaries for your marriage so that it does not get fucked up.
True.
That's it.
I say this: if your wife has whore friends and
Whore.
and she's a Sagittarius,
Like the R
Fuck
is
you.
the way
the
she's gonna
R-
learn is
Fuck
you
you.
have to do it.
If
to
she's
her
a
too.
Sag run,
Really?
please.
You have to do it to her
Like the
too.
way Sagittarius
Really?
women learn is you have to do what they did, right? Ain't that right, Lonnie? You gotta give them a dose of their own medicine.
I mean, real talk. That's how I teach lessons. So that's how I teach a lesson. So yeah, sure, exactly,
I
Rico.
also
might just have
wanna
to do
say,
that.
the second part of my advice is trust your partner. No matter what their friends are like and the characteristics of
That's
their
true.
friends, you have to trust that your partner is doing right by you when they go outside, when they step outside.
All right. So
Alan,
my
where's
real
the-
advice is this.
Uh-huh.
Where's the?
No,
all
he
the
doesn't
support?
want-
That
he
wasn't
doesn't-
the
no.
answer.
But I agree. See,
Mhm.
I'm trying not to be
Not that
biased.
much.
I agree. I'm
Girl,
trying
who
not
we
to be
work for?
biased.
Who this for?
I agree with.
No, we.
I agree with Amanda.
Alan, stop
I agree
lying.
with Amanda's
Stop
whole
lying.
thinking. I get it.
Nah, see, I don't agree, right? But I will. What I will honestly
What don't
say.
you agree with? You don't want to trust her?
Nah, I'm not. Like my thing is, it's like cars, right? Majority of the time, people get into accidents. It's not you, it's them. So it's like, don't get.
No, it'd be you because you be on your phone. Like,
Nah, it was one of us, but it wasn't me. But like my thing is this: if that is your wife and she doesn't understand, right? We're gonna assume she doesn't understand why you have a problem with her going out late with her whore friends, right? What I would try to
R
do,
in it is sickening to me.
what I would try to do is honestly have a conversation with her and let her know how you're gonna have to operate in this marriage. This is a non-negotiable, and when we signed up for this, this is what I expect. Now, if this is something that we cannot do, then at least you now have your answer on who she really is, because at some degree, you still are the company you keep, which is why you find it entertaining, which is why you like to engage in it, and which is why you continually persist in doing so. So if she can't give that up for the marriage, then realistically, you should give the marriage up.
Hallelujah.
Annulment.
Ski.
yeah.
Sorry.
No, you can't get an annulment. I don't think after 2 years. I think it has to be shorter than that.
Yeah, if you're newlywed, so you got some time.
No, I think it said 2 years.
But, well,
Newlywed says
is that not?
yeah.
Is that?
I don't think
90 days, I think.
yeah, I don't think you get annulled after in 2 years.
Yeah, it has to be 90 days. Unless Jada, we would like to hear your
Guilty.
opinion.
So I have nothing
said
else to
guilty.
say. Guilty, and that's just that. Listen, I can't get. I
He
think
said, I'm coming home at 7 a.m.
y'all gonna,
Shit.
y'all gonna have to work it out. Until next time.
So we got everybody. Wait, Aaron, you didn't get
No,
it.
Aaron
So
said she was
waits
gonna
for
be
Aaron.
last.
So this is my perspective. I think everything, and I've said this 1 bazillion times, like everything is a conversation. Like if your spouse or whatever goes out and they stay out too late, that's something you check immediately. And by check, you express your, I guess, like
Concern?
concerns, and you come with a suggestion. But don't I because I say you have to understand the other side. I think you have to be like, look, I would rather you not come in at this time. It makes me feel uncomfortable. I'm worried. X, Y, and Z. Don't be like, oh, you can't be coming in the house at 5 o'clock. And see, that's what's gonna get you what you really wanted.
What's gonna get you?
Telling me when I'm not coming into my house.
5 in the morning.
Did I stutter?
I
The
mean,
conversation
No.
is to check.
And that's why I said
check
it's a
the
con.
tone. Check
That's
your
why I
tone.
said it's a conversation. Like, hey,
And it's the delivery.
I don't feel comfortable with you coming in the house this late. It makes me worry. It's X, Y, and Z. Blah blah blah. Can let's have a discussion about this. But to come in the house and you telling me when I'm not coming into my house,
Thank you. I agree.
that's a
with that.
problem.
Our house.
I agree with that though.
Our house.
Just
Okay.
respectfully
That was a
converse.
crazy-
Just
you see that was
okay,
just converse.
Okay, when you're
respectfully.
talking, you don't say, "Hey, come over to our house." You gonna say, "Come to my house." No, it's my house. And when you talking, it's my house too. All right. So let's not play fucking word salad.
Yeah.
This is the thing. You have to be. If you catch more flies with honey than you do vinegar. If you want a better reaction from your spouse about this particular like subject matter, you need to come, 1, with the solution, and 2, with the right attitude and the right tone. Hey, this bothers me. Can we talk about this? I'm not really feeling so on and so forth. You know what I'm saying? And I don't care who paying all the bills. Let's understand that, because you know who washing all the clothes? You know who doing all the cooking?
I hope so.
And that's what I'm saying. So it doesn't matter. Don't ever come to me talking about I'm gonna do what I want to do because I pay the bills. You got me really fucked up. It's not gonna happen. And don't bleep this shit. 'Cause
Right.
I want everybody to know that I'm serious about this. Like it's a discussion and it's about a partnership. If you really want somebody to like take your feelings and your desires and your thought process into consideration, have a conversation and have a solution, and then you come to an agreement on what's what. And I understand maybe it has to happen 2 or 3 times for y'all to land on something, you know. Because sometimes the shit don't stick, unfortunately. Here's what I found. All right, and that's what Siri said.
Wait. I got one thing to say.
Can I?
Because
Can
I
I?
just thought about.
Can I?
Oh, that's Siri was trying to.
You know, that was Siri.
Siri was trying to give you a heads up.
I just, at the end of the day, like when it comes to being married, it is not easy. So I feel like you are best suited to come to the situation, not trying to like be rah with somebody. You need to come like with a humble heart and learn how to like express what it is you don't like or what's going on, and y'all have a discussion. Because when you come to somebody the wrong way, it's gonna be that day and you're gonna get what it is you came for.
I'll be honest. I had to think about this whole situation, and when I heard that you attract more flies with honey than you do vinegar, I realized you need to check yourself, because you was being sweet the whole time, which is why
No.
this shit has came to this point. If you was vinegar from the
Like it, right?
get-go, right? If you was vinegar from the get-go, there would be no bullshit flies you would be dealing with. But
That's
because
not how
It's not even with how to
Nah,
analogy.
nah, nah.
That's not how the saying goes.
no.
You
But
need
what
to-
I'm saying is,
Oh my God, it's literally not how the
so what I'm saying is this, right? Vinegar
Alan, don't put this on there.
repels the flies, don't they?
You want to catch
No. You don't want to.
What
What I'm
Rico is
trying to
saying
say
is,
No.
We do want to catch the
Dude,
flies.
No, you know.
basically,
You're
if
not
money was
understanding.
not acting soft,
You wouldn't be
and he
dealing
wouldn't
with
be
this
in this
shit from the
position.
beginning.
regardless of how it is.
Or is he
I
say-
agree
is
with
he
Eric.
saying
Don't come
that there should
barking.
be no flies
Don't come
at all?
barking. But
I understand
there
both.
are
I get that.
people that you just not
Y'all
gonna
just
try.
ruined my whole take because y'all didn't understand shit.
No, it's because you're
No, you
trying
were
to
saying the
you're trying to
analogy
reference
wrong.
that saying,
No,
but you're
I'm
not using you're
But
using
I'm
it
doing
incorrectly.
it in my own way because it's still the same principle.
Let him do it, y'all.
You cannot.
He got his own
Let
show.
let him do it. Let him do it so they can eat your ass up.
What I will say is this, right? When I heard that you attract more flies with honey, I realized you was being too sweet, which is why you're dealing with this problem now as a married man. This is something that has been going on. I highly doubt that y'all just got married and she just started chilling with her friends and just started coming in at 5 o'clock in the morning. This is something you've been dealing with. This is something that you've been waiting to speak on, but you were waiting to get married for you to actually feel comfortable to speak on it, which is the issue. So now if you was already being that vinegar, right, not attracting the bullshit flies, then maybe you might be in a better position and you won't be over here. So you got to check yourself. That's my advice to that man. Go
Don't
check
be telling
yourself.
him
Can I say something one time? So there was something Aaron said about a conversation maybe needing to happen 3 times because things might not stick. With the honey, it's gonna stick.
No, it ain't.
It is gonna stick.
No.
It is gonna stick because if you came with the vinegar even before the marriage, that's when you got to
Come on,
keep
love.
catching the flies. You gotta the flies gonna keep coming. With the honey, it's gonna be understood. It's soothing.
It's gonna go
it's
down
real heavy,
Mm.
and it's gonna stick.
like a Ludren's cough
The
drop.
thing is, you don't want to be bugged, is what I'm trying to tell you.
This is
Like,
no,
you-
crazy.
you
it would,
guys are
there
saying
would
that,
be
like-
there would be no vinegar or honey if there was no flies to begin with.
But
But
no,
that's not the situation.
You
There's
don't want
flies.
flies in your shit,
There's flies,
regardless.
period.
Like, that's what I'm trying to say. I'm using it in a different context. You don't want the flies. Realistically,
They eat his
I
ass
guess, no,
up.
I get-
you
I get
should
what you're
not be
saying.
dealing with. You shouldn't be dealing with this issue. That's what
I
I'm
get
trying
what
to
you're
say
saying.
at all. So I don't want to catch a fly and have it go down smooth. I don't want to catch none of it. I want it to come correct, and I want it to be correct before I put a ring on it.
Rico, I get
Simple.
what you're saying.
Alright, cool.
Nobody wants flies. We don't want the flies. But I'm just saying, in this situation, we got them.
No,
We're not talking
You got
about
'em.
if we didn't have them.
That's why I said.
We got them.
You said
and
no,
I'm
he
just
got 'em,
telling you,
not you.
the
No,
better
I said
way.
He needs to check himself. If he
Go,
would've-
Rico.
If he would have checked himself,
No, I'm doing it for Amanda.
Oh, shit.
But don't ruin my take because you don't understand.
No.
Thanks.
I told you I understood.
You didn't use it right.
No, I used it differently.
Child, you making my wig itch.
Eric, can you close out?
No, I don't.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, I'm
No.
switching it up.
You got
No, I don't. I don't. Because Rico's over here using analogies for shit that don't really like.
I really like the
apply.
analogy. That was the first time I heard that, though.
Really?
Yeah, it was. And I liked it.
and I liked it.
Say it in Espanol. I know y'all be saying it.
They don't say it in Spanish.
Oh, y'all don't say that? Oh, y'all say it in English?
I've never heard it.
I guess they don't have that in Tobago.
I'm Trinidadian.
I hope that helped y'all. That's all I gotta say. Like, at the end of the day, if your friends are whores, you gotta have a conversation with your, I ain't gonna say partner, your spouse, and dead it if you won't. Come with a solution. Don't be on no funny shit. Like, everything is a conversation. That's the one thing I think that we are not understanding. Literally, everything is a conversation because all of us have different life experiences. All of us have different morals and what we believe is right and wrong. So I think when we go into our relationships, like, don't think that your way is the way. Like, I mean, if it's something that you really want, if it's a relationship that you really desire, then you have to come like trying to make a compromise, like somehow, because it's not gonna work just being one person's way. I mean, it might if you paying all the bills, like Rico said.
I don't know why you getting married with pre-existing problems.
Well, you need something to work
Oh,
on.
there's always
You gotta-
Nah,
problems.
but like not like that problem. Like that's your whore friends. Like there's got a lot of work. There's a lot of. I'd rather deal with different problems. Like I don't like your meatloaf. I'd rather deal with different problems. Like I don't like your
Different
meatloaf.
problems will arise. You'll
Ugh.
never know.
Who's eating
when-
meatloaf?
I'm just saying, like
Sometimes
Just wasting your
it
time.
might
then.
not be a problem that is so like in your face to be
Yeah.
like, well, damn, I don't think that I want to marry her if she got them friends.
Yo, okay, let me tell you how.
Just
But,
always
but
do
wait,
that.
wait, but we're closing.
Men
Unless
will
you want to
work
just
that
take
way.
it and close.
No, go ahead. Men
All
don't work
right,
that
so
way, though.
guys, at the end of the day, my whole like thing going forward in this new season is solutions. If you're not solutions based, I really don't care to hear it. I don't care about your fucking complaints. I don't care about anything. Like, come with a complaint, but you need to come with an equally ready to go solution. Like, that's all I'm on, because right now the gender wars is getting on my nerves. Like, it's draining. It's tiresome. It's annoying. So if you want something like successful and fruitful to happen in your marriage or your relationship, just come with a solution and be willing to talk and come to some kind of agreement on what the situation or what the boundaries are going to be in your relationship. And that's where I am.
Yes.
No, but real talk, like, thanks for tuning in. We love y'all. We appreciate y'all. And we're happy to be back for this season. Check us out.